News Live at 5.
We begin tonight with breaking news out of New York, where authorities are investigating a possible terror attack that left 8 people dead and more than a dozen others hurt. This is a live look at the scene where it happened, right near the World Trade Center Memorial in Manhattan. Police say a truck drove onto a Manhattan bike path in what investigators are calling a deliberate act of terror. Kenneth Craig has the latest from New York City.
The incident happened shortly after 3 o'clock this afternoon in Lower Manhattan in the shadow of the World Trade Center.
Be advised, we have multiple people on the ground from Chambers all the way up to Houston.
According to witnesses and police, a white pickup truck jumped a curb and drove into the crowded bike path that runs alongside the West Side Highway.
Based on the information we have at this moment, this was an act of terror and a particularly cowardly act of terror.
The vehicle continued south for several blocks.
A uniformed police officer assigned to the 1st Precinct confronted the subject and shot him in the abdomen. The subject was wounded and transported to a local hospital. A paintball gun and a pellet gun were recovered at the scene.
Police believe the suspect acted alone, and they say there's no evidence this attack was part of a larger plot. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, New York.
The NYPD says that despite the incident, tonight's Halloween parade will still be held, but with extra security on hand. Tonight's the night that children wait for every year, but historically, Halloween is the deadliest day of the year for child pedestrians. Keeping your child safe is every parent's main priority, but one local resident is concerned with the drivers who speed in his neighborhood. Valley News Team's Melanie Palmer is live at 53rd Street South in Fargo, where this man is claiming people just fly through. Melanie?
That's right, Andrea. A concerned neighbor posted on Nextdoor that he's fed up with people speeding on his street. The speed limit here is 25 miles per hour, but he claims that people go far above 40. And this comes on a night when children will soon be roaming the streets to trick or treat. Officials are warning the public to slow down, especially tonight.
Drive below the speed limit, go slow, make sure you put those distractions away, make sure you're really paying attention because little kids get excited and they don't have that perception of danger like we do as adults.
The main area where the man says he sees the speeding is between 53rd and 44th Avenue. Drivers are urged to be cautious and alert tonight. In Fargo, Melanie Palmer, Valley News Live.
All right, thank you, Melanie. So far today, cold but quiet. But what about this evening when a lot of families are heading out for trick-or-treating? Hutch, seems like a bundle-up type of night.
As we mentioned last night, the temperatures will be cool, and that wind is also promised to increase as we go through the evening. So put a little extra layer of wrap on your mummies and goblins as you head outdoors this evening. Temperatures near 35 as we head out early evening. After sunset, we will slowly fall into the lower 30s and upper 20s across the region. Radar shows a couple of flakes here and there, but nothing organized. Mostly cloudy skies. Wind speeds are gustiest to the west, where we have gusts over 20 miles per hour out in Jamestown. Partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies. It will be breezy and wind chilly out there through the evening, and then overnight some snow showers will begin to develop from south to north. So how that will impact your midweek day is something we'll talk about here in a little bit, but accumulations are likely for some.
All right, thank you, Hutch. We're getting new information tonight about a fire that destroyed a historic dance barn in North Dakota. Investigators say the Arthur Barn fire was likely caused by an electrical malfunction. The barn was engulfed in flames by the time emergency crews got to the scene just north of town. Authorities say no one was hurt, but the barn is a total loss. A GoFundMe account has been started to help the owners rebuild. We've got that linked to our story at valleynewslive.com. A Moorhead man was arrested after a search warrant turned up a pound of meth and other drugs. The Moorhead Police Department says the Lakes to River Drug Task Force executed the warrant last Friday. They seized the meth, marijuana, a variety of pills, and more than $8,000. 72-year-old Robert Smith of Moorhead was arrested and is being held in the Clay County Jail. Authorities in northwest Minnesota are investigating a deadly two-vehicle crash. It happened southeast of Warroad just before 7 p.m. last Monday. The Roseau County Sheriff's Office says 59-year-old Linda K. Bose Bernard of International Falls was pronounced dead at the scene. A driver and passenger in the other vehicle were taken to a Roseau hospital to be treated for their injuries. Executives from social media giants Facebook, Twitter, and Google were called before a Senate subcommittee Tuesday to testify about Russian interference in the 2016 election. Facebook says a Russian group called the Internet Research Agency posted more than 80,000 times on Facebook, both before and after the election. 29 million Facebook users directly received Russian content, like ads and fake news. And with sharing and resharing, it may have reached as many as 126 million people. Twitter says it suspended more than 2,700 accounts linked to that same group. The companies will return on Wednesday to appear before the Senate Intelligence Committee. Remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. Minnesota Attorney General Lori Swanson is moving to sue a dozen pharmaceutical companies for allegedly driving up the prices of widely used generic medicines used to treat things like arthritis, asthma, and high blood pressure. Swanson says at a time when many patients cannot afford their prescriptions, these companies colluded to jack up the prices even higher. One drug named in the lawsuit went from 58 cents per tablet in 2013 to $2.17 per tablet in 2014. That's a 275% hike. We have much more on this story on ValleyNewsLive.com. Still ahead tonight, Dakota Access